Oh, hello there. Hello there. Sneak stream. It's a Monday. What's going on? What is going on? Hello, everybody. Hello, Mr. Progressor. Getting in here early. So Mr. Progressor, very adaptable to the changes. It's not really a deliberate change. It's more like, felt like streaming some Spirit Island. I didn't do so on Friday. So here I am. And your chance to win a prize. Except if you're on YouTube, I'm sorry. This is a live thing only. What spirit have I already decided to play? It's underneath this rulebook. Crikey. If you guess correctly, and you only get one guess, then you get a prize. But I've got the rest of the game to set up, and I'm going to put my face away. It's not really, you know, this angle is my best angle. The side angle, I don't know, just look like a knee. So, bye for now. And let's get this game set up. So I'm going to go with Scotland 5. Our old friend Scotland 5. Been enjoying the weather here in the UK. I enjoy the weather here. It doesn't rain enough. There's been all sorts of storms. And part of the reason, it wasn't the full reason, that I didn't stream last Friday, is that there was a cracking windstorm that I had to go out and see. So yeah, that's my. That wasn't the main reason. There's some stuff going on the background, the piezo background. Okay, so we want 4, 6, and then 5 on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scottish are not afraid easily. Okay, we'll put that so you can kind of see it. I kind of with the camera set up for these streams and videos and things. I just kind of have to tinker with it for an amount of time, and then I just go, okay, this is as good as I can get it today. It's one of those kind of infinite tasks. Okay, we've got to set up the invader deck. So that means we get our coastal lands out. I'm just going to shuffle these up and then pull them out. Why shuffle lots of little piles when you could shuffle one big pile? That's my question to you, Internet. And also, can you guess what spirit I've got planned for today? Then there's no funny business, it's just there's one spirit underneath this rulebook. And there is a reason. But unlikely to be obvious. You know, to try and be as inscrutable as possible. Don't want to go around the place just being straightforward. No way. Okay, so we've got a good way to check you've done it right, just see what you've got left. So yeah, that's fine. Lovely stuff. So that's our invader deck, and we'll set up the board. It's the trouble with doing streams not on your regular days and not telling people far in advance. Some people won't know. So some of you YouTubers, you might be among very few people that get to see this. How lucky you are. And talking of YouTube, I had hoped to start my opening series. But yeah, kind of bit of a low energy Leslie at the moment. And streaming takes way less energy than streaming, which is weird. You'd have thought it would be the other way around, but here we go. Okay, that's our board set up. So I think the only thing Scotland does to the board, just to remind myself, is the extra city. And I will go through Scotland because I do still forget the rules for Scotland. Because, yeah, casual. Gotta stay casual. Okay. So we've set up the board, we've set up the fear deck, we've got 4 in our fear pool. This I shuffled earlier. This is set up. Okay, we need to do the opening explore. And so we've got a wetland opening explore. We've also got my favourite pretzel playlist on. We've got the ambient. Lovely stuff. Okay, and of course I will have to set up my spirit, but we might not have any takers for the competition. Chance to win a prize or even prestige. Okay, let's go through what Scotland does. So we've got an additional loss condition. The number of coastal lands with cities is ever greater than 2 times the number of boards, the invaders win. So in solo, 1 board, that means if all three coastal lands have cities, we lose. Boo-hoo. We've got an escalation effect. So on the single board, so this is, although I actually really enjoy Scotland, they must be my favourite of the new adversaries. They're much more interesting as an adversary with playing with more than one island board. And I'm being very specific there because there are rules in Jagged Earth that mean you can play with one more island board than you have spirits, which is actually a really fun thing you can do. If you ever run out of Spirit Island things to do, there's another thing. So basically, we add a town on one of the lands with the fewest towns, which is generally going to be an empty land. Okay, after setup in coastal lands, explorers add towns instead of explorers. Coastal lands only adds 2 towns. Okay. I might forget that one sometimes. This one I can't forget because this is all in sub. So the extra city and the order for that is modified on the 4. Chart the coastline in coastal lands. Build cards affect lands without invaders so long as there's an adjacent city. So that's kind of why I always really enjoy against Scotland trying to take out this paired cities. But interestingly, on this particular map board, actually, if there's a city here, it still works. It still will mean that we kind of get England-esque builds in here. Oh, okay. Looks like for some reason my phone isn't actually picking up chat. Thanks for that, phone. Hello, Poultryspeaker. Oh, missed was the... Oh, that's actually a good... Yeah, weird. Sorry about that, guys. I'm using my phone for chat because it means I can look at the board and see chat. But it's just decided, you know what? Why would you want to see your own chat? I have no idea why it's done that. So yeah, sorry about that. See if I can... Because it's a lot easier if I don't have to be looking to the side all the time. Weird. Okay. So, I regret to inform you, Poultryspeaker, it is not missed. Okay. Technology, I know, right? Who needs it? Nice to see you. Two-headed dragon one? No. Not two-headed dragon one. Okay, well, I guess you guys can have an extra guess. Because you've been so patient. Alright, so we're just finishing off on Scotland. So we've got the builds adjacent to cities. Is my chat actually working? And finally, because we're in Scotland 5, which is kind of a clue. Oh no, it's not Trickster. It was nearly Trickster. Okay, I'll give you another clue. It's unfair for Mr. Progressor. Leave spawning Trian. No. Okay, you got 20 more spirits to go through. The clue is it's to do with it being a Monday. You're like, what, peasant? Can you be less cryptic, please? So, more often build water. After Ravage adds a blight to a coastland, add blight to that board's ocean without cascading. Treat the ocean as a coastal wetland for this rule. For blight business. Fractured days. Ooh, actually that's pretty good. But no. That sleeping snake, no. It's all about Monday. And well, maybe even an aspect of Monday. What a thrilling quiz. Okay, so let's see how many rules I forget on Scotland. Also, bear in mind you guys are completely responsible for rules, and I am not. Okay, actually, have I done all the setup? I think I have done the setup. I've already shuffled the powers. Okay, you both have got one more guess each for the thrill of a prize, possibly prestige. Not that we really... I mean, prestige kind of exists. Somewhere. Okay. Okay, well. Now I've got no faith in my chat. Wonderful. Then just as a burning P zone. No, actually no. Okay, well, hopefully my chat works. But we are going to have the big reveal now. Mr. P does have one more chance. If he does it in the next few seconds. But yeah, we are set for a good, clean game. I'll pass. Okay, fine. Here is the big reveal. It's Many Minds Movers 1 Monday. Obviously. You know, it makes sense that on a Monday, you know, this is triple alliteration here. Look at all those M's. I mean, we could have had Memory Monday, but this is the most M's possible. And Monday, right? It's the only day of the week beginning with M that I'm aware of. So, you know, and I don't stream on a Monday very often. Okay, so we get a presence and a beast. So we've been hitting the fangs lately pretty hard. So we'll try this other upstart. Can we do blue okay? Yeah, blue's okay. So puts okay. So we go in here. Stonk City. Yeah, you know I can't resist the stonks. Okay, and we have 5 unique power cards. Yeah. So my thoughts on I'm not an expert on many minds, but I am struck by how powerful they seem. It's also partly why I've started with Scotland 5, even though I'm not that good against Scotland. Speaking of Mondays, a work lurk for me. Hey, thanks for stopping by and work lurking. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Mr. P. So, for me, so yeah, this is not. I've not played this spirit particularly hard. I've never even looked up openings for this spirit. But I'm always struck with this spirit by just how strong this card is. Guide the way on feathered wings, because you're moving your beasts and you're moving to harm with them. So it's 0 cost to harm movement. Bearing in mind, look at this innate here. Beset and confound the invaders. So you've got a built-in defend fear. So you've got free to harm movement with defend and fear. So pretty good. Really fun openings of many minds. They're just so strong, right? And that 5th starting card as well makes a big difference. Oh, yeah, let's put everything in the focus zone. Patented. Piezo, it's not patented. If you want a focus zone, you just get yourself a focus zone. I'll tell my lawyers to leave off. So, what have we got in our start hand? It's just 2 beasts for €1. Incredible. What value. I guess the thing I need to be thinking about really is making sure I play my hands in such a way that I get this absolutely critical ability. Because, I mean, look at it, it's gorgeous. So we've got that, got some beast adding, that's fairly straightforward. We've got this incredible card. Yeah, it's funny, it is very different streaming this to just playing it. Because when I just play it, I just sit and ponder things for a while. Okay, so Boon of Swarming Bedevilment. So for the rest of this turn, each target spirit's presence grants defend 1 in its land. Target spirit may push up to 1 in their presence. So doesn't do a lot, but it does have it's got great elements. And, you know, bit of defend, which you can boost this up. Pursue with scratches, pecks, and stings. So, Saphir, for each beast past the first, push to explore a town, so pretty good. And a dreadful tide of scurrying flesh. So you need Sacred Sight. Hello there, flies. And you need double beasts, but you can remove up to half of beast and target land, and for each beast removed 2 fear, which is wild. That's a lot of fear, and skip 1 invader action. Obviously, it's quite expensive. Hey there, Trat. It's a lovely claim there. Glad someone still cares about presence. Prestige. Hey, nice to see. Okay, I actually didn't look at these special rules. So we've got an innate gathering of beast ability, and it's key to note that when we gather or push beasts, we can actually push them up to 2 distant. Flat Eyes, you're not a skeleton, okay? I'm sorry. And the captions are on. So whatever. Oh, you didn't redeem Peathulhu, did you? Oh, well, as there's no face cam, I've just put on my Peathulhu mask. Well done, BFL. It's far too uncomfortable to do if it's not obvious I'm doing it. But I tell you what, as you're such a strong, independent chicken, you know, maybe we can just carry over to the next stream. I want to see those dangling bits from this angle. Well, you could have that. You could have that. It does add to that nonsense bit that YouTubers probably hate. Let's start the stream. Yeah, okay, fine. Let's got to grab it. Okay, so Peathulhu has been enabled. So yeah, thanks for spending your pesos here. But actually, maybe no. We're still gonna. There's still a no cam stream, but I will wear this. Okay, there you go. Well done, Poultryspeaker. Okay. When are we having that go stream? Never. Oh, yeah, by the way, if the sound is really weird and muffled to the point where it's terrible, I might have to Peathulhu. Okay, so we've got a joining of swarms and flocks, so your sacred sites may also count as a beast. No, you never have more than one sacred site in land, no matter how many presents you have there. Something changes a beast that is your sacred site, it affects 2 of your presence there. E.g., push one beast will push 2 of your presence together. Okay. I think there's some rules funk potential in there, but I will just blithely hopefully get it right. We'll see. Anyway, remember, rules are down to chat to enforce. I am just too casual to paying too close attention to the rules. Okay, let's look at our tracks. So we've got a reclaim that we don't want to do ever, really. And what have we got here? So yeah, I have not got enough experience with many mines to just know exactly what I want to do here. Oh god, to get my tentacles on my mic now. My face, yeah, they are kind of... Okay. So almost, I mean, probably it's that, right? Get a bit of energy going, get some early ever multiplying swarm. I guess our most important cards. So turn 1, this is probably quite nice because we like having our air and beasts for pushing beasts and for this as well. And turn 1, of course, there are no ravages, so we're not worried about that kind of thing. Likewise, I suppose we could be setting up our Dahan for future turn. Getting those early stonks is huge. Yeah, we actually have to pay for our stonks, unlike Fangs, where you just get to just turn all your useless presents into beasts. I mean, maybe we only want to play that. Maybe we go with maybe go something like this, get this useful air. I think this is probably a spirit we can go either track. But again, bear in mind that I am not a many minds movers one Monday expert. Because then this way we play this turn 1, we get the air. The air's going to enable the movement and it's going to help with this here. Actually, that's fine. And then if you stick to 2 plays, we could even push to here. And then we could be thinking about paying 2 sets of this, and so we can delay that reclaim a whole turn and still be playing pretty good stuff. Yeah, I think I like that. Oh wow, there's even... Yeah, okay, well let's just try it. I usually do 1 from each track turn 1, but there's so many ways to play it. Yeah, it does look like you've got options here. Many ways to open. Yeah, let's try being a top track Tony. So we've got to remember, we do our sacred sites, we can kind of count them as a beast, which is another great way of moving stuff around, satisfying these conditions here. But the thing to note is that unlike Fangs, we don't get the, I'm partly reminding myself here, we don't get the ability to just move beasts with our presence, but we can just move beasts around so easily with this. And with the fact that our sacred site can be a beast. Okay, so is it going to be viable to defend in here next turn against the city? That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Could we do that? So maybe next turn. So if we do ever multiplying swarm this turn, and then maybe I mean, the best we can do here is get to 2 defend, maybe 4 defend if we use Boon of Swarming Devilment. Though actually we could do a double presence placement in here to get this up to 6 defend with a 2 Dahan counterattack. Though we need to seed a beast over here for Guide the Way. Potentially next turn. We don't have any beasts that have started in a land with our lads, and if we do start with only 1 play, we can't get this easy gather to bring. And remember, we can gather from 1 away. Hey, Peebo. Good morning to you. It's slightly impromptu. Think of it as Friday, but a few days later. Unfortunately, the elements on here mean we can't get this easy gather, which I guess kind of does make you want to do the... very interesting. There's, yeah, lots of options. I'm not going to overthink it. Well, I'll try not to overthink of it. Think it. But yeah, if we go for this defend... How do we... I'm actually not going to get this gather. So I do wonder... Maybe we don't play this turn 1. Nah, we want to play it turn 1. Yeah, I'm not going to overthink it, so I'm probably going to make suboptimal moves, but you're used to that. Okay, so we've done our presence placement. It's all good. I'll try to watch some chess streams. Oh, nice. Every so often I think about trying to stream some chess, but I'm terrible at chess. Okay, so we've picked our growth option. Here's our income. Going to put it on this. So now we're into fast phase. So we don't do anything. Ooh, I haven't actually sorted out some events. Shuffle up these events a little bit. Yeah, I'm a bit behind on YouTube, but I made some thumbnails today, so the next bit should mean some of them go up fairly soon. Okay, so we don't have a fast phase this turn. So that's that. Arm the Core is still healthy. And this event we flip, but we don't do. So Sacred Sites Under Threat is not happening. We'll put this up here in this special little strip of... special little area. We don't watch your streams because you're great at what you're playing. Well, yeah, it's lucky. Okay. So, background. So we're into the build. You watch them to catch all my rules errors, right? Yeah, I think maybe getting these Dahan into here would have been better. But it's okay. To say that the Peathulhu mask is not making this any easier. Okay, that was our build. The Sewer Explorers Sand. So that's a convenient place for them to go. And then these come down. And we get to do some ever multiplying swarming now. Finally. And we're going to put them in here because we've already got enough in there. Oh, Spirit Island handicap. Yeah, the unseen handicap. You can't. It's another invisible illness. Okay, that's a slow phase. So now this is in my discard. Let's go turn it to the side. And we are back to the growth phase. So this turn we've got a Ravage here and here. I've just not done anything about this Ravage here. Terrible. See, at this point, I'm just thinking about, I'm just kind of got that elder god indifference, you know. +1 difficult when I go to score that. Yeah, all the serial killers hear the word score, their evil little ears prick up. Interestingly, we can just keep going top track. Is that just terrible? Am I what are you even doing, these and ants? What are you even doing? Yeah, I think this is ridiculous. Let's not do that. Interestingly, I've only just noticed that this actually has a gathering ability here, so we could potentially use that to bring our counterattackers, and that's such a strong thing to do. We can let this go. I think it's worth it. So maybe do this. Yeah, well, I really am winging it today. Okay, so yeah, let's just wing it Monday, because the W is as an upside down M. It all comes together. Okay, so we get our income. Oh, we get to add a presence and another beast. What the hell is this? What a glorious time to be alive. So it's a 3 range. I mean, we could get some beasts over here. Thinking about counterattacking in here next turn. Because, of course, this has Dahan already, which is pretty nice. Add a presence and stonk. Yeah, oof, beautiful. Oh, yeah, so that energy's on the track. This energy comes in. So, yeah, I think I'll go in here. And I'm going to just gather a beast into here. We're going to bring them back. People was watching the Chess 24 stream and the Berlin Grand Prix final. I was about to say Hikaru Nakamura's nickname, but then I just forgot it. So I knew it's in there somewhere. Versus Alon Aronian. Okay, let's guide the way. And we need to be using a dreadful Titus. No, not that one. Let's just use this. It's a cheap turn. So, Peasant, what are you doing? This is terrible. This doesn't get enough defend. Because I changed my plan. Oh God, too casual, Peasant. So I'm going to put them in here rather than in here, so I actually get the extra bit of defend. Terrible. Just undoing. Absolutely sickening. Okay. So the nice thing is we're going to be able to pick up this Dahan as well and bring them in there, I think. Oh no, we can only move 2. Let's try to upset the rules people. I think I've got someone that watches my YouTube physical videos and then just dislikes them because there's always a rules wrong. Early on, if you can't defend, you can just go with remove, stonk, skip an action. Yeah, I mean, this is so ridiculous, isn't it? I'm going to go for the counter. It's a little bit greedy. Greedy, unnecessary, and risky. Sounds perfect. So we've done our growth options. We've done the gather into there. In fact, that's completely unnecessary because we can just use guide to kind of take a beast and do that. So maybe actually let's not undo more than I have to. Okay, into the fast phase. So we're going to guide the way, and we're going to bring a beast in here, bring a couple of Dahan in. See, often when you've got I think some of the event cards that actually add damage on the Ravage actually also help you with the Dahan, so maybe it balances out. Hey, Bacon. Yeah, it's good to be back. Versus Scotland having the ability to skip an action that would lose because of course is also nice. Yeah. Okay, and then we've got Boone or Sawing Down. We'll play it on ourselves, of course, and the rules thing. If it's a target another card, then in solo you can target yourself. So that is going to grant me 3 defend in there. Let's get my... because of the 3 presents, and then we've also got this to do. So we've got two animal elements and an air, so we get to an additional 2 defend in here too. So hopefully we'll be all right. And we also get 2 fear, which is ridiculous, frankly. Okay, that was our fast phase. Oh yeah, let's use our tick here to say we've done this, and we also have this gather. So I don't want to gather away my sacred site, which is actually one of the best things you can do with this, in my humble opinion. But let's gather a beast somewhere useful. For example, maybe in here is useful. So that's this done as well. Okay, that's our fast phase. Iron's still healthy. Now our first real event of the game. What do we get? Ow, it's a Numinius. A Numinimus. It's Numinimus. Minimimus. The spiritual energy of the island weakens as life's connections grow ever more tattered. I think this is not one of people's favourite events. I actually don't mind it. We could just go straight to a blighted island. Hey, Blues. Nice to see you. I always feel quite good about doing Spirit Island streams because I know that it means Blues can, you know, get on with achieving things in their life. I have to watch Layup. It's a ball breaker. Monday is usually my day of nothing. Nothing. So we've got options here. So we could remove a blight per player. We could do the thing where basically we have to nuke our entire blight pool, but we gain 3 energy. So we'd gain 9 energy, and this flips. Off from work today. I hope because you're on holiday, not because you are. Well, I'm not going to hope too hard. But you know, now is a side hustle Monday for Blues. So you know, I'm not standing in your way here. So we've got the other alternatives that add a blight to the card. I'm kind of tempted to go with the wildness. And just get a blighted island. Just get it going. You know? A blighted island is a happy island. And we'd have 9 energy, which would mean that we could just start picking up mages. So interesting, we've actually only got 1 power card gaining opportunity apart from this on this track here. Woo! But actually we don't have 3 energy. So I think it's actually quite a rough one as a first event. Thanks, Mr. President. Oh, do you have a special President Day? We're also going to get a little bit of fear. And help with defend. I don't know. What would you do, chat? I don't think returning a presence is great. It's not ideal. We probably want to get to the third place soon. We could cover over that air, I suppose. An extra blight isn't going to do a lot for me. Oh, it's literally President's Day. Not from work, but my work is under cyber attack, so I had no internet all day, so I just went home. What a strange world we live in, eh? Poultryspeaker never gets those holidays off. There is no president among the chicken folk. This is the kind of meathead thing to do, but I'm kind of tempted to do it anyway. I think this is actually the better thing to do. Get the extra blight, just return one of these presents. That actually would have to be this one, otherwise we're actually granted 2 defend by this event. We could just remove... Let's be less of a meathead. I know it's Monday, we could go meathead Monday, or we could go Mentat Monday. It's a June reference. Let's be Mentat Monday rather than Meathead Monday. We'll cover over our hair. And that means we get an extra blight. There's no precedent for chickens getting time off on President's Day. Wow. So, okay, we've done that. We've gone with the brainy option. And we get a fear for having a disease on this board. If there were Dahan in here, they'd take 2 damage. And then we get an extra 2 defend from the event card, which is a careful defense. Okay, so that's Numinius done. And now we're into the actual Vader card. So we've got a bad news Ravage in here. And this Dahan dies. Sorry. In here, though, it's a different story. Here the Dahan live and fight back. And they're going to kill this city and this explorer. So that's an extra 2 fear for the city and our first fear card. Wow. So that's the Ravage. Defend no longer matters. I think that beast was in there. God, have I just done that classic thing? Oh no. I always regret that. Just full of regrets. Did I just move that into the wrong place? Possibly. Okay. That was the Ravage, then we're into the build. So a couple towns. It'd just be one of those things, you know, where I'd just love to know, like, what this is an impossible stat to actually have, but like how many rules mistakes people make in a game that aren't being recorded. Because I wonder how many it is. Okay, so we've got our escalation effect first. So we're adding a town to a land with the fewest towns. So we could stick it in here. Somewhere in the ballpark of 121. Yeah. Because that's the thing, is that the nature of a rules mistake is that you've not noticed it. for most people. So let's not put it in with the blight. Let's put it in over here. I think. I mean, it's tempting to just make a big problem up here, but our kind of solutions at the moment, they're good, but we can't, defend 6 we can deal with that. But anything more than that, we're having to skip actions, which is not ideal. So yeah, maybe, again, not necessarily ideal. And then we've got the Sand Explorer. So remember, we're against Scotland. So on the coast, they would explore with the town. Oh, I actually need to be careful not to lose. It's always a good idea to not lose. And that's because of the Scotland alternate loss condition if there's a city in each of these coastal lands. So these are going to shift down. I like to put these down here so I can kind of see what cards I've had. And then these are going to slither across. It does even out though for getting things that help too. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not like I think in any game, people are going to make rules mistakes. I'm just kind of curious. I'd just be it's one of those things where I'd just be like, great, oh yeah, the average Spirit Island player makes 25 rules mistakes in each game. And then I'd feel better about myself. Okay, in the slow phase, we don't do stuff in the slow phase. Well, this turn. And so now we are back to growth. Can we just play this turn? Is that actually good? We really, really want to make sure these defends happen. But we might have to be doing some dreadful tide of scurrying fleshing. Except we can't in here. Man, we really want to make the defend happen in here. Reclaiming might be the good option. Just so that we can get a good defend in here. Because again, remember, it's against Scotland, it's on the coast. So and they will place a double blight if they do place blight on the coast. Though, yeah, I think I might have made some mistakes here already. Hey, Funfox, nice to see you. There was a chance earlier to win a prize by guessing the spirit that I had hidden. But, yeah, I'm okay today. I'm okay. I'm currently Peathulhu, so yeah, that's made my day a little bit more complicated. Well, not complicated is not the right word. Challenging. So I can't get the 4 defend requires 3 beasts, and that's not happening. Yeah, how many butts out of 10 are we all on? I mean, we could solve it with this, actually. If we could get more beasts in there. Crikey. We might even be best off trying to use scurrying flesh in here, even though there's a counterattack. Because remember, because of runoff and bilge rorts, it will be a double blight placement in here. And we don't want to lose those coastal Dahan, because they're potentially very useful on the coast there. So if we were to make a sacred site here, play these 2 cards, well, in that case, we could actually gather the sacred site into here, which would then count as a second beast for the purposes of getting this useful 2 defend. But then 2 defend isn't enough. Okay, we probably just need to do this and move in and then remove the actual beasts. And so we need to do the defend and then just for fear somewhere in here, actually. Top track ×2, put sacred site for another beast. Dreadful Pursue should give teaming level 2. Ooh, that's an interesting option. Oh, of course, because Dreadwood does have the water on. Opens up this. And get that 3rd air from the track. So then we can... So we could use Pursue to just push out some people. Defend 2 isn't enough in here. We've only got 2 beasts, so we can't get beyond this. So we could just empty this land and make a horrible, horrible land in the middle. Yeah, there's so many options, aren't there? Just that thing of the defend would be so good because we'd be... I mean, on the coast, there would still be a build here because of the adjacent cities. And here there aren't Dahan for countering. So it might be good to just abandon this sands. So maybe we place a presence to make this a sacred site. Then we can bring this out to rescue our presence. We could even use it in conjunction with this. Crikey. So many options here. Yeah, I like the idea of rescuing this presence, letting this go. Sacred Sign here to use with Dreadful Tide. Pursue lets you clear a land with pushing all three out. Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. Yeah, we could just... So the trouble... See, I'm keen not to have the double blight placement on the coast. I'm also keen to start getting the bigger defense out. Yeah, right. Or we could just push from this land and make it something we skip. It's Spirit Island Monday. Yeah. Yeah, Spirit on Friday just slipped. It just slipped off its chains. It's actually Many Minds Move as One Monday. Yeah. Wild. And I'd kind of forgotten what a spatial puzzle this is. This particular spirit. The trouble is I can only I can't use Pursue in here. I can't gather that far. Because these lot are too far away. Wild times, exactly. And it's President's Day, so yeah, if you've got a president, well, what a wonderful day for you. So yeah, we can't use Pursue in here, but we could use it in here. Kind of the idea of making a Sacred Sign, bringing it over here. So we could Dreadful Tide in here. We make a Sacred Sign here. Ah, okay. If I had a Presence and a Beast in there, then we'd be up to effectively three beasts in here, because the Sacred Sign would count as a beast. I could Pursue to push two of these out somewhere. And then I could just... And then, the nice thing about that is I could then use this innate to gather the Sacred Sign that's here and bring it over here in order to use Dreadful Tide. We'd lose this beast here. There's many mind speeds in many good options. Exactly. And I kind of feel like we want to be getting these bigger defense. So I want to be going to... I'd rather be going bottom track. And this like mass gathering of beasts, I don't think it matters right now. But then we're reclaiming next turn anyway, right? So maybe we take the air and start bringing... Yeah, okay, let's go with... I think this is the option then. And... So energy, and there's one energy on our track. So, gonna make the Sacred Sign here, and a beasts. Of course, get the energy, and we also have this gather here. So we don't want to actually gather these beasts here, because we need to do... Oh no, we could actually just gather, we could just use this gather here to gather these as if they're beasts, and then bring a load of these beasts in here. Because we've revealed this air, so we've got the 3 air, 1 water, 2 animal elements, so we could bring these lot over. The trouble is we're not going to get to this 3 animal on the reclaim. That's just, I mean, outside of weird event deck nonsense, that ain't happening. But we could just bring them over anyway. Let's get these discards out of the way. So fine, yeah, we'll bring this over. So that was our gathering a beast, but this sacred site counts as a beast. Okay. What the hell's going on? Well, I don't know. Okay, these are our cards. They don't cost us anything. And we're in the fast phase. Crikey, is that too... I have to adjust this light a little bit. It's slightly funky. Maybe I need to... Lighting. It's just a pain. And I've lost my others. Just lighting. Horrible stuff. Okay, so we're into our fast phase. Okay. So we're going to use a Dreadful Tide of Scurrying Flesh on the coast, even though I really still don't feel that good about this, but it's fine. It's fine. So Sacred Site, the 2 beasts, remember the Sacred Site counts as a beast, and then I can remove up to half, so I'm going to remove this beast. I could remove the Sacred Site, but that would be a terrible thing to do, so I'm not going to do it. And then we gain 2 fear for that beast, and we prevent an action. So let's find a marker. Where the hell are my markers? We use the pink dice to represent the markers that I don't know where are. Okay, and then we've got this business to do. So we've got the elements here to gather three beasts. So we could gather this sacred site. Is there any benefit to gathering that sacred site over here? It's actually... I think I'm just going to gather actual beasts. Because if there is a higher priority defend next turn, it is this land. So this might be let go on a few... Oh, so this land's going to be empty next turn. So let's just gather this lot in. Okay, actually that's not very readable. There you go. Okay, so we've done this option. Let's get one of our wilds ticks out. Tick. So this ravage is going to be prevented. They are going to build in there. Okay, but that's just how it is, I suppose. And we've got this, so again, we've got 2 fear and 2 defend somewhere. So that's 1 fear and another fear. There's another fear card. Just realised I put these in the wrong place. They should be... We're going to have 2 fear cards to resolve this turn. So that's that. And the 2 defend, I mean, we do it here, I suppose. And then we have a Pursue with Scratches, Pecks, and Stings, which gets us another fear, and then we can push completely empty this land, which is pretty nice. Hey, Brain. Lamppipe has a June Sandworm in it, yeah. So we can actually push 4 out, so we can empty this land completely, which is pretty good. But again, remember, we are against Scotland. We don't really want to push to the coast. Though we do have the ability to skip actions. But I still don't want to just lose, thanks. If it's quite alright. We could get the event that upgrades towns to cities and then just lose. So yeah, let's not do that. Let's push them into this blighted land. I think. No, we'll just push them in here. This is more ignorable. Also means that there's more counterattack because there's already a Dahan in there. I don't know if that's good. That's the fast phase. So now Iron's still healthy and we've got our event. And it is Wounded Lands Attract Explorers. Add an explorer to a land with blight. Sure. And let's, yeah, keep the coast less scary if possible. I probably should have checked this first. Push up to 2 explorers or a town for a land with beasts. So we could count this as a land with beasts. And that's probably still worth doing because it just means that this becomes a manageable defend next turn, or a more manageable defend next turn. Yeah, that's my intuition. I'm going to push to here. And then raiding in retaliation, again, something I probably should have looked at first. In each land with buildings, 1 damage per Dahan, then each surviving building deals 1 damage to Dahan. Oh, crikey. Well, that's actually meant that push is really good, because that's going to mean we prevent the city build here. Crikey, this event is pretty good for us. So in this land, 2 damage is a town. Each surviving building deals damage to Dahan, so no surviving buildings in here. And the same again in here for another fear. No surviving buildings, gets us another fear card. We're up to 3 fear cards now. And then in here, not so good, but it also doesn't matter. So we can do a damage to an explorer. And the town will fight back, but it shouldn't matter. So this is a flip to Dahan. I don't know how visible that is. Okay, what an eventful event. So now we've got our fear cards. So we've got 3 at Terra 1. It's a good event. So the Dahan are reclaiming fishing grounds. Each player chooses a different coastal land with Dahan. In each, 1 damage per Dahan. Okay, well, we've only got 1, so... Interestingly, this action skip is going to skip the build. Now, I know this land's empty, but it is Scotland and there's an adjacent city, so there would be a build in there. So our action skip actually is going to do not what we initially intended, but still something good. So, next up. Each player may choose a land with Dahan or adjacent to at least 5 Dahan. Okay, well, irrelevant. We can make a Ravage not happen. Well, isn't that great? I'm not even going to put that on the board. And then in each land with Badlands, Beasts, Disease, Wilds, or Strive to Fend 3. Okay, fine, whatever. That actually would have just solved this turn. We wouldn't have had to do anything. Okay, that was the event. So now we have the Ravage. There's no Ravage. There's no one there. Then we have builds. This is going to prevent that build. So there would have been a build because of the adjacent cities in Scotland. And in here, this is not coastal, so there's not going to be a build there. Yeah, this is irrelevant now. So that's all right, isn't it? Then we have escalation effect. So we add a town to one of the lands with the fewest number of towns. So we could add to this wetland here. And I think that's reasonable. Okay, and then we have the action explore. So this is coastal, so it's going to get a town. And this is not coastal, so we'll get an explorer. And these are going to slide on down. Yeah, when the lands double up, it's kind of, it can be really good or it can be really bad. Okay, so this is probably the reclaim turn, because I guess we do have this option to gain a power card in this way. So it's not necessarily reclaim. You probably want to do something on this turn, but we do have a turn off, right? So it's a funny situation, but when you've got a Ravage where nothing matters, the build isn't going to change much. Oh yeah, this guy's healed now. Probably want a minor power for possible defend. Needs to reset to a blather, says Buttspot. Yeah. We all crave the butters. See, this is going to be an 8 damage Ravage, so Poultryspeaker's idea of getting a defend would be pretty nice. Kind of feel like we're in a position we could grab an early major, you know. But our starter cards are mostly kind of pretty nice. They've got good elephants for us. And we could use this to gain a major. We really, really want that third play. I think the third play is a big deal. Defend 4. It's much more appetizing, especially you know. And if we go with something like this, so we'd be paying 2 energy, but we could play a major power this turn potentially. I guess the thing is, we might some of the better mages for us are probably defensive ones right now, and there wouldn't be a lot to do with them if we played them this turn, given there's no Ravagers. So I think in this case, I think we do reclaim this turn. Yeah, I think we reclaim. So we do have a minor a power to gain. And I wonder if... I mean, probably a minor power is good. There's all sorts of useful things we could do on a kind of quiet turn. Sea Monster's an absolute beast. No pun. For many minds, yeah. Even the slightly nerfed version. I mean, it's just a ridiculous power. I didn't really see how good it was at first, and then it's just quite expensive for me. I think typically I play mainly... I think I used to play mostly with minor powers. So I think we do look at a minor power this turn. I think so. And then maybe we gain a major power next turn with this option here, because I think we definitely want to get to 3 plays. So let's look at a minor power this turn. Let's see what we get. The only modification to this deck from what you'd expect is there's no grocery sacrifice in here. Okay, so I'm just going to clear out these starting cards because they're just confusing me. We've got a Mesmerized Tranquility. That's a Poultryspeaker favourite. What's important to us? I guess animal element is kind of critical. Though, given that we're going to get to 3 plays soon, and then we can maybe go top track to get that animal, maybe it doesn't matter that much. We were hoping maybe for some defensive support. It's actually, the water is kind of interesting from this point of view. We don't have the kind of perfect animal air. I guess that's what we really like to see. The Short Seas with Hatred is kind of interesting, given that we are against Scotland. And this wild token is preventing a town build. A town explore. Most of the time. Innate defend plus a -1 damage for invader isn't bad at all. I think you are Mesmerized Tranquility's most consistent advocate, and I salute you. More beast stonks, probably more than we need, really. This town destruction aspect of Prowling Panthers doesn't matter too much, given that we're not playing with kind of boosted health towns or anything. Yeah, the 0 cost is interesting, and it's kind of more empowering from the point of view of getting, maybe going for a major next turn, and it might be forgettable. I'll just ask you to look away from the screen when I forget it. Yeah, I think we'll go with Mesmerize Monday. Okay. Right then. So, it's not going to do anything for us this turn, but it might be just a good thing to get the beast element we want, or even the water. Oh, except if we want the big gather, then we don't get that. Okay. Right. So what is... What have we actually got going on here? So this mountain build here is not a lot we can do about that right now. Interestingly, with our newfound mesmerized tech, this Ravage goes from being an 8 to being a 5, which is kind of within our range of something we can do. So maybe we could think about using Guide the Way on Feathered Wings and coming in here and actually counterattacking. So we could go with Mesmerize next turn to take this 8 down to a 5. Because, yeah, if we can clear out some of those coastal cities, that's kind of a big part of the fight. Will we be able to get this defend for? We should be able to. As long as we're paying 3 animal cards, and if we're on 3, that's what we'll be doing. So kind of Guide we could play this turn or next turn. We want to play Mesmerize next turn. So this is a good turn for Swarm by elimination, because we always want to be adding more friends. Well, probably not always, but we do generally want to be adding more friends. Dreadful Tide, we don't really have a nice setup for that. Though I guess the other thing to think about is if we can get this 3 air, and that Evermultiplying Swarm is not good for air. And if we're playing Mesmerize Tranquility next turn, then that's also not a good turn next turn for doing this. So maybe we actually want to do this next turn and try and make sure that on this 2-play turn we actually get the 3 air, 1 water. So we could maybe think about using Dreadful Tide. Maybe even just for the elements. That feels a bit weird. Butt spot. Be nice to have this to defend for boon for safety, but it's a lot. It's that thing of you playing 3 actions to basically deal with 1 land, which generally is not something you actually want to do. We could do Guide this turn to bring these to Han over for the counter, using this Sacred Site as a beast. And if we do get the 3rd air, then we could gather a whole load of these beasts over. Remember, we do need 3 beasts to actually use this defend for. But remember, the reason this is so good, I mean, it is a defend power that's relatively easy to trigger, but the extra fear is what really makes it good. Which puts it over the top. Am I thinking about letting this go next turn? Yeah, so I'm thinking this is my turn next turn. Oh, actually you need air for this as well. So no, we're pursuing next turn. But then we don't get the 3... We don't get the 3 gather. We only get the 1 gather. Hey, Tets! Hello, how are you doing? Thanks for the sub. Let's celebrate with a raffle. Hey, good to see you too. I've been doing a lot of being a van hobo lately. Oh no, not shout out. My shout out bots doesn't work. What I'm trying to do is, it's better than a shout out. It's a raffle. Yeah, that does work. But everyone check out Ted Scully. Top text and tree streamer. It's a raffle, yeah, your chance to win prizes, and then, you don't have to collect them. It's flipping chaos is what it is. So actually, this is a red herring. We can't really do this. So we are only gathering 1 beast. So with that in mind, maybe this is a good turn to play Swarm. We could do this next turn. Oh, we actually need invaders to get the fear. Oh god, the complications. Okay, if we use Evermultiplying Swarm in here, that's slow and this is fast. So we'd have to gather a couple of beasts in to use this successfully. Rules error averted there. Thanks to the Da Vinci tips. Again, sucked into some silly editing lately. It's a lot of fun, but it's like, it takes... I found it very frustrating, especially at first. But yeah, the basics are pretty basic, and I think Da Vinci is the best free one I tried. I did try a few. But yeah, hopefully... Okay, I think this is what I'm doing. Yeah, and there's me. I've only got 2 plays. God damn it, peasant. God damn it. Ravage turn off is nice for stonk movement, adding stonks. Yeah. I kind of feel like we may as well guide this turn. Yeah, okay. So, we do the guide. So we can move our Sacred Sign of the Beast, drag these over. Hey, Flowers, well done. You won the raffle. Against some pretty stiff competition. Because you are the most competitive person here. So, well done. Don't forget to claim your prize. I know you will. You love prizes. That's our guide the way. We do have this gather, because we do have this extra air off here. Oh god damn it, peasant. Yeah, right, you are not capable of wearing the Peathulhu crown. We could have done teaming host. I'm not gonna sweat that. So we've got a gather. We'll bring... Oh, we need to bring beasts over here anyway. We'll bring 1 beast over here. So we do get to gather at range 2. Always a guaranteed win of a super fixed raffle. Something like that. So now we've done this gather. Let's use one of our wild ticks. And then we can just do this just for the fear. So remember, Sacred Sight this is a beast. So we've got this requirement, we've got the element requirements. So we get defend 2, which doesn't matter, but we do get 2 fear, which is, you know, it's not a tiny amount of fear. Well, this is stiff competition. People fight hard. People fight these raffles very hard. Okay, balance healthy, and event time. What do we get? We are in stage 3, technically. I think the only time where this doesn't tell you the stage is against Prussia. So although we're not really in stage 3, I think we are technically in stage 3. Local diaspora, Poultryspeaker classic. In single land, most invaders push and explore a town to each adjacent land. So we could pick either of these. So interesting here, we only need to push 1. But this in here actually prevents a city build, so that's just purely positive. And the Beast's Prowl, each beast generates a fear if invaders are present, so we need to push into here, otherwise we're missing out on a lot of stonks. So yeah, we push to here, or anything into here, and then we get 4 fear. Oh, those lovely, lovely stonks. So let's push from here then. Okay, we've got to ravage this turn, and we haven't defended in here, so let's not push a town in there. So we'll push an explorer in there, but that's all we need. And the town... What we... okay, we don't have any real information about what's to come. So let's push the town... Let's push the town into there and explore into here. Thank you, local diaspora. And then, Beast Prowl. Each beast generates a fear if invaders are present. So we've got 4, 5 fear, which is a whole fear card. And an extra fear on top. And then on each board, push 2 Dahan from a land with Blight. So that's not applicable to a land without Blight. Haven't seen jungles yet, no. Just been clogged with sands. Okay, so we get our fear card that we've just got. Each player removes an explorer from a land of Dahan. Wow. Awful. Not applicable. We won't be doing that, sir. Okay, so sand ravages. This does a damage here, but it doesn't matter. 1 damage. So no build here because it's empty. And the disease here is going to prevent this build. And then we've got a cheeky stage 3, and we know that coastal lands is next. Okay, I'm going to flip this now. So sand and wetland. So we've got the coastal, remember, our towns, reminding myself as much as anyone else. So this is actually this is the worst possible stage 3, by the way, because it means we are under immediate pressure of losing. So that's a sand, and that's a wetland. Because remember, if all 3 of these lands have cities in, it's over. Okay, and then these are gonna slurp down. So we've got a mountain ravage in here this turn. Next turn. And we do have our swarm to do, adding 2 beasts at 0 range. I think this is the clear place because that sets us up for defend and the possibilities of clearing these cities. Yeah, because we need lots of beasts in that land to do that. So that was our slow phase. Let's discard some stuff. And refresh these. And we are back to growth. So this land is empty, but if we don't address this situation here, we're going to lose. So let's address this situation here. Now, we can't prevent, unless we kill these cities, we can't prevent these builds from happening because of these cities in Scotland. But we can, if we do remove, say, this town from this land, then we can prevent the city build. Or, of course, if we use Dreadful Tide of Scurrying Flesh to prevent something, we can also use that as a way of preventing the city build. Let's have a... So we could think about... We've got an energy on our track to gain. We could push to 3 actions. Which I think we probably want to do that. Pushing to 3 actions also gives us this option of buying a new card. We could also add 2 more presents in there and play Boon. Yes. Yeah, right. That'd be quite a lot of defend there. That'd be 4 defend. And we could always move those. Oh no, this is one where it matters where our presence is. It would only count as 1 beast, no matter how many presents are in there, but it would still count for Boon. Each presence would be granting a defend. Yeah, right. So if we were to do that option and be playing these 3 cards, then we would have a total of 8 defend, which is a very safe defend against the 5 damage ravage. It shouldn't get boosted. I think it's a choice event that we need to worry about. But so yeah, I like the idea. That feels like a good safe option. I've been crying out for this 3rd play. So we're going to go with this double presence placement option here. I'm going to put these out loud so it's easy to see. Okay, so then we get our income. We do have this option here. Given that our turn is going to cost 0, I think we do want to do this. And I'm wondering about trying to gain a major. See, even if we gain a major we don't want to play this turn, that's fine. Because we've got a spare card in hand. And we are going to be reclaiming next turn anyway. And so another chance to gain a major. Given that we have the ability to move sacred sites around, we can, almost we don't have any real problems with targeting restrictions or anything like that. And if we do get a beast major, that's a pretty big deal. Oh, we need to think about not losing here. Do we have an in-hand solution for that? So, if we could do more damage in here, that would be good, but that's not really something we can do. Can we get this ability here to gather a whole ton of beasts in? because we can move these 3 beasts into here and push this out if we use Pursue. So if we were to play Mesmerized, Pursue, and then Boon, that works. So we've got Boon for the defend in here, Mesmerized in here, and then we can use this ability here, the water from Mesmerized, third air from the track. So we can gather 3 beasts from here, but they're not doing a lot. I mean, they're going to be doing something at some point. We can gather them into here, push this town out. We could even push it into here. If we're playing Mesmerized, it doesn't make much odds that there's an extra town in there. So I think I'm going to look at a major. Because that's what will really put us through the roof. Okay. Pow. Blood Rack Plague. Indomitable came. Trees and stones speak of war and melt earth into quicksand. Well. We can't actually afford any of them apart from trees and stones speak of war. And trees and stones... I can't really talk. Trees and stones not going to do anything this turn. Is this a Jagged Earth Spirit or is it even more special? This is a Jagged Earth Spirit. And they're all very, very special. All the spirits. So yeah, this is one of the 10 from Jagged Earth. And this is a Jagged Earth major power here as well. So anything we pick here is not for this turn, it's for a future turn. What do we care about? I suppose having Animal Elements nice, but Bloodback Plague, it's a bit expensive. And I guess the thing we were looking for was a beast element. Did it have 4 energy? It had 5 energy, but you've got to pay 2 energy to gain a power card. It's the sure, I just got the 3 energy. I mean, the thing about Indomitable Claim is that it basically just solves any kind of problem. It will allow me to stack in a way that no card really does, and its acceleration. Trees and Stones is kind of interesting because we do have Dahan movement. Actually, wait a second. We do... No, it doesn't have good... It doesn't have the elements that match, that mean our turn makes sense, I don't think. See, the ideal would be that we kill both of these cities this turn. And if we were able to successfully defend in here, then we could do 2 damage in the fast phase to a city, and then do the remaining defend damage to the other 2 cities. Yeah, I've already grabbed the energy, I think. So we could clear those cities this turn, but I mean, given that there's a city being built and a city being built here, it's not quite the same impact as it would usually be. But that is a possible for this turn. And the fact it would grant an extra 4 defend from these Dahan would make quite a big difference. So we could substitute it in for Boon of Swarming Devilment. Then, though, we don't get the big gather, because we'd be losing our 3rd air. I quite like the fact that we can have a completely safe way of preventing a city building here. And there's a chance that the event could mean that we don't get to kill these cities, because it might, say, reduce the damage we do or something like that. And then if we're relying on that to prevent the loss, then we're scuppered. But yeah, honestly, none of these are that appetizing. Really. I like the idea of this. It's cheap. We're not a high energy spirit. And we can use it in conjunction with our Dahan movement quite effectively. It's certainly much more kind of viable as a thing we can do. I mean, the nice thing about something like Indoclamo is it can help us in this horrible turn that's coming. Like this defend is going to be quite a horrible defend. Given that we've also got a defend we probably want to do over here. I guess we're reclaiming next turn as well. And we're not going to have to defend in there. Because this is just like one play, problem solved. Whereas the trouble is that this is kind of need to play in conjunction with Guide the Way on Feathered Wings in a way that I do. Indoclaim as a one-stop shop. And acceleration. And next turn we'll have 4 energy, but all of our cards basically cost nothing. Apart from... Oops, sorry for tapping the microphone. Sorry about that. Apart from Ever Multiplying Swarm. So I think I'm going to take Indomitable. So I need to forget something. It's tempting to forget Ever Multiplying Swarm, but I'm not going to. I'm going to forget Dreadful Tide of Scurrying Flesh. That also doesn't seem wise. This seems like a very... God, I don't know. You think Swarm? But I'm using Swarm this turn. I think it's a Dreadful Tide sitch. Though I could use Dreadful Tide in here just for a boatload of fear. I think it's this. It's shooting from the hip a little bit today. So yeah, that energy is spent. So we're at least up to 3 plays now. Those are discards. So these are... This is our plan. It's something like a plan. Resembles a plan. Oh, you meant forget Ever Multiplying Swarm. Yeah, I think it probably is the right thing to do, but... Because this is still potentially a lifesaver. Yeah. I mean, this is... And it's great elements. But you can't ignore those beast songs. Well, you can. You can ignore, and you should ignore. I mean, I think you're right, especially as this... I mean, the other thing to factor in is that this is still a card in my hand. Yeah, we forget this one. You're right. You're right, I'm wrong. Okay, so we're in the fast phase now, Jim. So, we're going to be mesmerizing in here. Can you symbolize that with this pink dice? And... we've got the 3 air, the water, and the beast to gather 3. Okay, but first we need to do this. So we can put another put a defend 4 in here and gain 3 fear. So that's 1 fear and then another 2 over, and we're at terror level 2. Wonderful. Put a little beast tick on there, and then we can gather 3, 1 for each air. Into here. Let's actually gather up to... We actually only need 2 beasts in there. Let's keep these beasts in here. This beast is gonna... Yeah, let's keep a beast in this land. Okay. So that's those 2. I'm going to use Boon of Swarming Devilment in here to give us 4 defend, 1 for each of our presents. So we've got a total of 8 defend in there, and remember that this does have Mesmerize Tranquility. So these are each reduced. The damage is reduced. God, damage is reduced by 1. Just flicking things around. And then we're going to pursue in here to push this town somewhere. Actually, I'm going to feel like pushing it in here. Yeah, we'll push it in here. Remember, we do have Indomitable Claim now. So we've kind of got a bit more license to stack. Okay, that's our fast phase. Iron's still somehow healthy. Yeah, dexterity game. God, I wish I liked dexterity games, but I'm just not very dexterous. Okay, so we are in stage 2+3. In each land, or at least 2 towns. Oh god, this is like this is a classic way. I don't think I have lost to Scotland, but I was mildly playing around this earlier. Replace half the towns with cities. So this is gonna, it actually doesn't make any difference because this is about to build anyway. But we have given ourselves a 3rd city in here. It's unfortunate because of that push. That's a whole load of extra cities. Okay. Alright. Invaders do not ravage inlands with strife or disease. We have none of those things. So on each board, push 2 Dahan from a land with cities to a land without cities. Okay, this is exactly one of those situations where we might, if we'd been banking on clearing this land of cities to avoid loss, then we've been very sad indeed. But I mean, we could, in this case, we can push these instead. So yeah, we definitely don't want to push them. Hey, Linduxt. Yeah, it's nice to be here. I've been a slightly low energy peasant lately. And then there was the storm, and I had to go sit in the van in the storm. You know, it's an important. You know, you can't fight those urges if you have them. So maybe here is good. But then I don't want to risk my Dahan. Given that next turn we've got 4 defense to think about. We're going to have, there will be a town in here. This is going to be quite built up. The counterattack here and here is most important. We can't push into there because there's a city. I remember you praising Indomitable Claim before. What do you think is so good about it? Okay, good question. Add presence of plus 20 defend. What's not to like? Well, that is true. But I guess, aside from the fact it's just a massive... the defend 20 means you can stack. So there's a few things that mean you can stack invaders in like a single land. And action skips is one of them, because then if there's a massive ravages, you can just skip this. So things like paralyzing fright. But defend 20 is kind of like an even better action skip for a ravage, because you also get to counterattack. This is even better if you've got the elements. This 3 fast fear can be a finisher in a close game. And it is acceleration. As you know, it's a lot. It does a lot. And this can make a big difference for some spirits more than others. I don't think it's going to make that much difference for many minds because of what many minds is like. But for some spirits, this getting the extra presence out makes a huge difference to their power level. It does a lot. But it enables you to just stack your invaders somewhere, which I think is quite a big deal. And the acceleration. Oh, it's just wonderful. Okay, so where are we going to push these? I just don't think I want to push them in there. Because this land I'm probably letting go. So yeah, I'm going to push them in here. So they're not at risk from events. Okay, that was that. But yeah, I think in base game as well, it's also one of those YOLO cards that you sometimes need. You know, you need a card like that or Paralyzing Fright. And Indomitable Claim is also quite fun for spirits that have terrain restrictions like Ocean or... I think people really overrate this for Ocean. Ocean doesn't need Indomitable Claim particularly. Doesn't need it. But it's quite fun, you know, that it breaks the rules in that way. I've completely forgot what I'm doing. Oh yeah, we just did the event. Okay, we've got a fear card. Terra 2. How about the storm, by the way? How was that? 3 people died. aside from that, I think it was okay. Quite a lot of people had power cuts and stuff. I had a nice time sat in my van in a lay-by, because that's, just the kind of peasant I am. Just the kind of lay-by peasant, I'm gonna replace this one, I think. Oh god. See why I don't like dexterity games, right? So yeah, pretty good. I do enjoy being in rain and wind when I'm not actually necessarily in them, but I'm in a tent is good, a boat was good, van also very good. It's just the life I lead. So I had a great time. And I was just thinking, I thought my van could get trashed by falling tiles, or I could just park up in a lay-by. Maybe get hit by a truck that gets blown off the road instead. Okay, here we go. Ravage. No ravage in here. But in here, so these have all been reduced. Oh, this actually, the event that did actually add a city in there. We should still be fine. So each of these damage is reduced by 1. So that's 6, 7. So yeah, we're still fine. In this ravage. So mesmerize tranquility, reducing all those damages. And then the counterattack will kill a city, and we have no extra damage. It doesn't really matter. So I'm not going to track it. So we get 2 fear for that city, which is the next fear card. Good thing you stack that defend, eh? Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. I don't feel like I've got my Spirit Island skill at the moment. I feel like I'm I'm not sure I could achieve some of the more difficult things I could achieve at the moment. Okay. That was the Ravage. So, sand and wetland builds. So, there is a build in here because Scotland, and there is an adjacent city. So, and there's a town build in that sound as well. Just towns everywhere. Did choose to start with Scotland 5? Well, I've always maintained that many mines is very, very strong. So that was my feeling. Okay, so that's the build. Let's see what our we know this is coastal lands. I kind of forgotten it was coastal lands. So with coastal lands, one of them is an explorer, but this is a bit grim. So I think we have to go with the stacky. So we have this little land here. This should be still again solvable with a push. And this comes down. So I had forgotten it's coastal lands. Okay, slow phase is the no phase. Only losers do stuff in the slow phase, apparently. We're going to need an energy track placement soon, eh? Yeah, maybe one day. One day. So we enter growth. Let's just put an energy on here. So we could possibly make this turn work. We could use Dreadful Tide in here to skip the city build. And we could use Indo Claimo to defend in here, preventing the cascade. And if we played just those 2 cards, we actually would be able to gather this sacred site out and protect one of these presents. So I'm actually thinking, rather than reclaiming, this might be a good turn to really get some presents on the board. If we were to say get to the animal on the track, we could then just get an extra 2 fear, which is pretty nice. G3, pay 2 for a card. Oh yeah, that also works. We could just hopefully pick up a nice 0 cost minor power. So we can relocate this sacred site, but we've got 2 blight coming down. We'll still have a healthy island, because remember, we've got an extra blight because of Numinimus. We would get a stonk, and it also means that we can there are just useful things we could be gaining, like a cheap fear card. And we are on the cusp of having, a lot of plays. So there's probably a good time to start stocking up. So even if we are gaining a minor power next turn, we probably do want to be picking up more minor powers now. Or constancy. Ah, beautiful constancy. Flippin' love constancy. Yeah, I need to make sure I remember to do this in here so I don't just lose, alright? Oh, actually, there's more to it than that. We need to skip 2 actions because there's a flippin' ravage in there as well. I might be forced to reclaim just to not lose. So we could use this to place a beast in there and then gather a sacred site beast into here. And then we could do this, which is 4 fear. We'd be chewing up or we'd be eating our beast to do it. But it is a whole fear card. So that's kind of still quite nice. And then if we're indomitabling, we could gain the animal mid-turn to get us an extra 2 fear. Which is pretty nice. Yeah, this kind of gets all the beasts in there. Or... yeah, I think the double presence, doesn't do enough. Okay, so presence and a beast. Get energy on the track. And then we get to gather a beast into a land. So that's this here. We want to rescue this sacred site at some point in the turn. But in the meantime, we might want to put this somewhere else. Doing this doesn't make it. I don't think it makes any odds, actually. But I'm just going to bring this beast in here. Yeah. Okay, so then this will come down here. Oh yeah, I didn't add an extra one on that. Okay, and now we can do this to gain another minor power, given that we're probably going to be gaining lots of... yeah, I think so. So, we'll spend our 2 energy, let's just take that off there now. And... so, if it's 0 cost, we can play it this turn. Okay. We've got some options here. The only 0 coster is not doing a lot. Teeming Rivers has nice elements. Well, has it? I mean, who doesn't love Teeming Rivers? We've actually got a good spot for remove a blight from up there. Given that we're dropping 2 blight this turn, could be a nice thing to squeeze in. But this is not the ideal selection. We don't really like Badlands so much, given that we've got a lot of Dahan counterattacks going on, though I guess we do have the Mother of All Defends. I feel like Rivers is probably just the right pick, though. We've got a good use for it for blight removal. Yeah. They are cards. Yeah. I mean, it could be Forget Fodder as well. It's a shame we can't use it this turn. Or we could just take this just to use it. We've got no wilds on the board. And this could be relevant, This does mean that a Dahan counter does kill a city. Yeah, I think we take a card that could be useful, rather than... I think Badlands is more is likely to hurt us as it is to hurt those blimmin' Scots. Okay, so take these discards out of the way. And this is our turn. So we're going to be leaking a couple of blight. And let's hope no event shenanigans ruins our defense plan in that coastal sands. Okay, so we have the Indo-Claimo. I think we take the animal for the bonus 2 fear it's going to give us this turn. Because we are reclaiming next turn, I think. We're reclaiming next turn? Yeah, we probably... Thing is, we can't afford to play Indo-Claimo next turn. So this might be cascading next turn. Yikes. So anyway, in the meantime, we Indo-Claimo in here for 20 defend. Let's just put a load of dice on there. Occasionally, if you really stack them up high, you can need more than 20 defend. It's unusual though. So this cluster of no, let's do it properly. You know, will my downvote guy? They'll be like, oh, peasant didn't put the numbers out correctly. Okay. So that's our Indo-Claimo. We've now revealed this, so we do have this option now. So, I mean, we could get lucky in here. This is probably the place to do it. This is being skipped anyway. So yeah, let's do it in here. So 2 fear and defend 2. In this land right here. And then we want to rescue this presence here, and we want to do this. So we definitely need to do this. So we remove up to half, so that's 2. For each removed, it's 2 fear. So that's total 4 fear, which is a whole fear card. And we're going to be skipping 2 actions in there. So that's the ravage and the build. This could get scuppered. So that's that. And then finally we want to rescue this presence because this land is getting blighted. So we're going to treat this as a beast and gather it somewhere. And where do we don't want to gather it into harm's way, but we pretty still want to be able to target in here, even though we're not really doing a lot about the inland. So let's bring it in here for the sake of events. Being in with Dahan is pretty good. That's what people tell me. Well, what I tell myself. Okay, that's our fast phase. I am still somehow healthy. See what our event is. Papow. We are in stage 2. After the ravage step, on each board, if no blight was added to this board, add a town to the highest numbered land with no invaders. Okay, that's not a biggie. And then, prey on the heedless. In each land with beasts, 1 damage per beast. Okay. So we did get some help in here. So, 3 damage is an explorer in a town, so that's a fear. And in here it's damage. Do we... Yeah, we've got no extra damage, so it's kind of irrelevant. Let's just put town right side. And in here we get to kill a town for another fear. And another fear card. Okay. Thanks, Prey on the Heedless. And then we add a Dahan to a land with 2 or more Dahan. Wonderful. This is a good land for more Dahan. Thank you, invested aristocracy. Okay, that was the event. Now we've got 3 fear cards somehow. On each board, remove a town. Well. Okay, this land is going to be a problem again next turn, as is this one, so I think we do prioritize these lands. Yeah, and this, yeah, so we'll remove a town from here. Prevent city build. Oh yeah, yeah, it does prevent a city build. I hadn't noticed that. But yeah, that's the one I was removing, not because it prevented a city build. I had my own reasons. I don't know what they are. Why must you question my motives? No, I'm just joking. I don't know what they are. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan. 1 damage per Dahan there. So this is 3. Thanks. Well done. Truly the magic number. I think we do use it to kill a city, or we could use it to kill 2 towns. So actually, that does do more. So we'll use it to kill 2 towns. Remember, one of them was damaged. Second-hand town. And finally, each player adds a strife to a town. For the rest of this turn, invaders have -1 health per strife. Oh, damn it. It doesn't matter. Okay, given there's a ravage in here this turn, that'd be a waste. That same would be true in here. So, I guess we probably want to add it. Let's add it in here with the blight. Okay, that's some pretty good fear cards. Okay, now the actual ravage. So, this one is prevented. This ravage here takes place and is defended. This ravage is defended. This ravage is not defended. Is it just me being bad, or is it the right in native fangs? Super hard to make fire. Yeah, it's not typically something you're going to see until the late game. And that's only really if you've... There are a few cards that make it quite likely to fire, but yeah, it's I really love fangs, but I honestly just forget about it. There is the cards like Prowling Panthers that have the Moonfire Beast, kind of helpful, but it's so rarely matters. But yeah, it's not super hard, but it's not really necessary a lot of the time, in my experience anyway. Okay, so that was the ravage. Yeah, that was the ravage, and then we have the build. So this build here is prevented. So we were trying to prevent a city build, but instead of a town build, I'm still happy because this also staves off. It's just, you don't want too much going on here. Okay, so in here we do have a build, a couple more towns. Okay, and then we have the explore. So escalation is going to be adding a town to a land with the fewest number of towns. So it's going to be one of these 3 lands. Let's not add to the coast. We could add in with our stonks. We also know that sand is less likely to show up than anything, and our beast might want something to chew on. And then we actually get the explorer itself. We've got no coastal jungles, so they are actual just explorers. And this is going to come down. Wow, a jungle. Who'd have thought it? And slow phase. No. No, Frodo. No, none of that nonsense here. Okay, let's defenders. Go on to. So we have no energy in our bank. We have 1 card in our hand. So we've got no way of grabbing Indomitable Claim to solve this, but we could maybe solve it with our friend that we used in here. How's it called? There's definitely a card. This one here. We could maybe potentially use that in one of these, in say this land, but we need to set it up, of course. So yeah, we're pretty broke. And this is not enough. We need to do yeah, we can't just let this happen. This is too much. So we are reclaiming. And we could use the similar trick in here. The nice thing is if we do defend successfully here, the 3-Dahan will kill both cities. PFL will still pick a major. The thing is, if you get a beast major, then that's that's a big deal. We've got 3 plays. We've got 2 energy. We could teaming rivers. Could be okay, but it's also we could forget it. So, if we're using So this is either 8 damage, or if you use Mesmerize Tranquility, then it's 5 damage. So there are 4 presents in there, but they don't count as 2 beasts. But the 4 presents would work for Pursue with scratches for 4, easy defend. But then the trouble with that kind of idea is we're basically using 2 plays to solve 1 problem. However, tigers, tiger, bears. Poor old bears. So I'm still trying to work out what to gain here. So we don't want this cascade to happen. The only in-hand solution I think we have that I don't want to use the same solution in here and here because there's no Dahan for the counter, unless of course we use Guide on Feathered Wings, but then yeah, it doesn't feel worthwhile because this is actually already set up really nicely for Pursue. Can we set up to use Dreadful Tide for the Ravage? So we've got the adjacent Sacred Site, that's not a problem. If we play these 3 cards, we have the 3 air that we need and the water to gather 3. We could gather these 3 in, and then we could use Dreadful Tide. In fact, we could even... So I think we've got a plan that works. Okay. The nice thing about this plan is it's cheap, which means we could use Indomitable next turn for acceleration, or whatever the major we gain this turn. I don't think there are many mages that would be able to both afford and want to play this turn, while also dealing with this land. But the other thing to think about is next turn, we're going to have a maximum of 4 plays. The nice thing is that one of them could be Indomitable Claim if we don't spend any energy this turn. Yeah, a Beast Major could just basically be the game, right? And we're not obliged to play it either. That's the other thing to remember. What would we forget? Probably Rivers. We wouldn't actually be able to afford both. If we got in a situation where we picked a major that was expensive, we could just go on the energy track instead of the plays track. Let's look at a major. And we've got no obligation to keep it. Pillar of Living Flame. Instruments. Cleansing Floods. And Vanish Softly Away, Forgotten by All. Oh. My camera seems to have frozen. Just have to reboot it. Mildly awkward. You get to see the God damn it. Webcams are weird because they just do what they want. Oh, and webcams also don't really save settings very well, which is weird. It feels like a problem that should have been solved, but hasn't been. Where the hell's that camera gone? It's just gone. How unfortunate. Well, god damn it. Just having some technical issues. Let's add it again. Sometimes works. Not really something you want to be doing live, but no, that camera's just given up today. It's got power going to it. Tentacle or technical issues. Something like that. can I fix those issues? That is so weird. Okay, maybe the old plug-unplug situation. If I'm really lucky, it'll mess with all my sound settings now as well. Okay, so I'm not going to fiddle with this for much longer. Well, okay, we've lost the camera. This book, by the way, actually was really interesting. And then at one point, it just started one of the characters just starts delivering speeches. It's like, what the hell, man? It was actually kind of good, and then it became kind of terrible. But yeah, the close-up cam is no more. I am sorry. I have no idea why. Okay, so this is our options. Instruments is wonderful. It's a wonderful card. I'm sorry you can't see it more closely. Could go with this option here. Yeah, also horrible. And this kind of build-up situation is less tempting. Oh, I know what I can do. I can bring this camera in a little bit more to make up for the absence of close-up cam. Oh. Yeah, all this is stuff that you really don't want to be doing live. Okay, so a little bit closer now. Decent elements too. Yeah, right. It's got the air. It's got the animal. It's expensive though. I think these are kind of almost the textbook of what I don't want to see in this situation from a major power. You know, I'm kind of almost tempted just to not take any of these. I think we forget these. So you can do this. It's not often something you want to do, but I'm just going to choose to forget the major I just gained. Just not speak of it again. Okay, that was last turn. So, major, what major? So, oh no, this is my plan for this time, God, the technical issues. Okay, we've got this coastal ravage. Oh, we just reclaimed. Okay, and this was my plan turn. All right, okay. So, oh yeah, we don't need this camera here anymore. But it can be there as a memorial. So yeah, I think we go with our planned turn. So this is our income. We don't need to spend any of it. We could do this to gain a power card, but I'd much rather have Indomitable as an option for next turn. Or a better major that we draw somehow. We're not going to draw a better major, are we? Because the only way is by spending a lot of energy. Okay, so this is our turn. And it's all fast business. So we've got the mesmerized in here. We use our friend the pink dice to show that there's shenanigans going on in there. It's also isolated. I probably forgot to implement that. And oh no, it's not Pursue with Pex, is it? It's going to be Boon of Swarming Devilment that we use. So yeah, we can't defend both of these. So we've got the 3 air, the water, and the beast. Interestingly, Pursue with Pex also gives us the push as well, I think. No, it doesn't. We don't have the 4th air. I think the Coastal Mountain was isolated on the Coastal card Explore, eh? Missed that. Yeah. So we'll gather 3 beasts into here. I feel like we're just low on stonks here. Just keep on. Oh, wait a second. Oh yeah, I need to prevent 1 action in here, so that's fine. We'll gather all these to the coast though. Oh, also, if there's a blight in here, there should be a blight in here, right? That's also a point. Chat, what the hell? Yeah, there should be a blight in there. Honestly, I was relying on you, chat, and you just let me down. So, and that is because of Scotland's runoff and bilge water rule. Honestly. You think you can trust chat, and it turns out, no, you can't trust chat. So we're going to dreadful tide of scurrying flesh in here. So we'll remove a beast. We'll get 2 fast fear, which is another fear card. And we'll get an action skip in this coastal wetland up here. Okay. And then Boon of Swarming Devilment we can use to give 4 defend. Constants in life are death, thanks in chat laying you down. I know, right? I'm here, you know, wearing a Cthulhu mask, even though my face isn't on stream. What are you doing, chat? Apart from letting me down. No, chat, you're fine. Okay, we've actually done this gather already. Let's do this. So... Oh, probably ordering. I've done this in the wrong order as well. I'm not going to undo that, though, just so I can pretend that I'm a serious Spirit Islander. So we could, if we'd ordered this better, I could have gained more fear. So we get the top, which is 2 defend and 2 fear. There's our 2 defend, there's our 2 fear. It's a shambles. But this turn looks okay. Okay, so that was that. Iron's still somehow healthy. Let's see what our event is. We are in stage 3 now. Invaders do +1 damage per land when ravaging. That's a shame. That's a real shame. We do have how many fear cards? 1 fear card. Oh, we've got just read the card, peasant. You're just so casual. Of course, you don't have close-up cam. You can't even see this anymore. So we've got Prey on the Heedless, and we also get an extra Dahan somewhere. So in each land with beast, 1 damage per beast, so it's okay. So the boosted damage in here doesn't matter, and we do get some extra damage in here. We are going to counterattack and kill these cities, so the extra damage probably doesn't matter too much. Oh, actually no, we can count the sacred site as a beast, so we'll kill a town. And in here we'll also kill a town. For another fear and another fear card. Oh, I miss my close-up cam. I miss it. It's truly a friend. Okay, and then on each board add a Dahan to land with Dahan and no fun things. No badlands, beasts, disease, or wilds. So that's the only option there. Okay, that's event. And now we've got a couple of fear cards. Defend 2 in all lands. Okay, that's fine. I don't think... Yeah, I'm not even going to note that down because it doesn't change much. Okay, we've got a funky one. Skip the next normal explore. During the next invader phase, draw an additional explore card. Let's all get confused together, shall we? Okay. That was our fear cards. Now we've got Ravages. So this Ravage is skipped. This Ravage is defended. It would be defended, but we've got Mesmerize in there, so it's actually 4 versus 6 defend. Where's Glimmer when you need him? I know, right? When you need someone with a brain, where are they? No offense, chat. So we defended the counterattack 3 Dahan. We'll kill 2 cities for a fear card. And we're at terror level 3, everybody. Even Buttspot misses Glimmer. Okay, Mesmerize is no longer relevant. Oh no, this is actually isolated. Yeah, you're not going to remember that, peasant. Okay, and that's the coastal ravages. And then we have a jungle build. So we do get a city build in here. And, okay, there are still plenty of cities. But the interesting thing with Scotland is that their fear deck at Terra 5 is 564. So the remaining, there's only 4 fear cards left. Yeah, that's right, Poultryspeaker. So that was the build. And now we've got the Explore. So jungle wetland, again getting a bit lucky because they only get one of these cheeky town explores. The rest being regular ones. So, I mean, it's a shame that they're both, it's not a shame, it's okay that they're all on my blighted lands, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Okay, and these slip down. Oh, we don't explore, peasant. You flipping peanut. I think we just yeah. We just pretend this fear card doesn't exist. That's the best way of resolving it. I mean, these are somewhat double-edged, but they are generally quite positive things, so we're just going to deny myself that. Another one for the rules tubers. Okay, let's explore. Is it the most shambolic one yet? Maybe it is. And we are into the cleanup. These dice can go away. Okay, so jungle ravages. This is kind of let goable. That's a shame because we are still somehow on a healthy island. It's an 8 damage ravage as well, which is not straightforward. This one is only 6 with the strife. We've only got 1 strife on the board, so it's possible that might get removed by an event. Of course, we do have the Indo Claymore, and we would be able to afford to use it as well. And actually, I'm tempted by the double presence placement just to get up to 4 energy here. I feel like going to 4 energy is going to do way more for me than going to 4 plays this turn, especially given that our teeming rivers, we can't afford to play it anyway. Can we keep the island healthy this turn? I feel like this in here must be defendable, surely. With using our non-Indo-Claymore resources. But maybe it's not. To play these three. If we were to play these 3, we wouldn't have the water element, we wouldn't get the big gather. So maybe the island is blighting this turn. So don't really want to reclaim. Let's just see if reclaim. I don't think reclaim is great. I think we'd rather be better off pushing forward. Rushing through at this point isn't too bad. Still healthy island blighting now isn't that big a deal. True. You're making this game watchable with all these moving parts. Impressive. Oh, thanks, Splinter. You are kind. I've lost my close-up cam, which I feel sad about. This bit down here in the corner. You should be able to see it all close up. My shout-out command isn't working, but if you are a Through the Ages fan, give Splendid Splinter a follow. That's a command. Okay. Do I go? Yeah, Splinter. I definitely recommend this. There's so much joy in this game. There's so much to do. I know you're quite competitive. You're quite competitive. You can be competitive with people in this. Played a bunch of solo games, lost so many. This game's very challenging. It is, yeah. Yeah, there's quite a lot to it. And the thing I like about it is it's so tailorable. You can make it. It's such a fun game playing at whatever difficulty you like. I quite like thinking I might lose, so I tried to push myself a little bit, but I also like playing it on quite easy. If I want to keep on healthy, Pursue can push out the middle jungle. Defend just the city with the innate. Oh, of course, because we could be placing a sacred site this turn. We could maybe put a sacred site in here, and that could be a beast. So we could end up with effectively 4 beasts, which would mean we could push the 3 explorers. Could work. An Indo-claim up here. Yeah. I'm lost without my close-up camera. Indo-Claimo is a 20 defend. So it does just do the job. Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, defending is good. Keeping it unhealthy is so valuable. Yeah. Always be guiding. Best part of just using many mines and ace is you're still rushing Fearful. Exactly, that's exactly it. I think that's why they're so strong. Is that even when it feels like you're not progressing, you're still pushing forward. Oh, butt spot. You are the best. Okay, yeah, we're gonna put the 2 presents in here. So because these cows are beast, because of our special rule. So that means that our energy track is bumped up to 4. So we've got plenty of energy to play with this turn. We could actually afford to use this ability to gain another power card, which could be good. If you were to gain a minor power card, we could even have a turn without the reclaim, though we probably do want some of these good cards back. And especially at 4 energy, we can afford to claim again. Brain. Do you find sometimes just addressing your brain with a rapid series of brain, do you find that works? No. Yeah, we've got a good turn. I think we do look at another card, and we're about to get into having a lot of plays. So I think we look at another minor power. So we'll pay our 2 energy. I'm not really sure what I want, actually. We're probably not going to want to play it this turn. There are very few cards with the right elements to what we need. So we've got, oh yeah, putting in where the close-up cam should be, but it's not very close. We've got Lure of the Unknown, we've got Dry Wood, we've got Entrap Forces of Corruption, Importance of Disaster. Everyone knows how much I love this card. This is probably the one I will pick. It's just, Importance has air on that we like. We're not going to want... yeah, let's just take the good card. Let's just take the good card. Brutal. These other cards didn't even get a look in. So I think we go with the planned turn. So that's these... I keep wanting to put these cards over here, but doesn't make them any more visible. So we've got Indo-Claimo, we've got Pursue, we've got Guide. So we will get to... Oh, we don't have water. That's the problem with this turn, isn't it? We don't have water, so that means we don't get the big gather. So we're only going to have 2 beasts in here. For 2 defend and 1 push out. That's... Oh, we can add another beast in. With Guide. So it can push out 2 explorers and then have defend 4. If you bring 2 Dahan in, then that's potential for more bonus defend. And we do have a fear card. which could help, but I don't want to take any risks with this cascade. If I'm gonna have a risky defend, it's gonna be in here preferably. Yeah, and if I do take a beast from here, it's not a real beast, so it's not going to actually contribute another beast in there. And because you need beasts for this ability here, for Beset and Confound the Invaders, I kind of need 3 beasts in there to actually do the good stuff, and the absence of water. So yeah, I guess that's a mistake. Something a more experienced Many Minds player might not have done is made sure that we had a water element lying around. Yeah, okay. Interesting. One of those like micro things, you know, that you probably wouldn't even consciously be thinking of. Okay. So probably the safe defend in here and let this go. Which means that maybe we do play pawns just for the easy fear. Because Pursue we could use next turn. And we probably will reclaim next turn. So actually that doesn't matter. Yeah, I think we just go with pawns for the extra fear. We'll still get the 2 fear from Set and Confound. This does leave the possibility of a turn without reclaim, but I don't think we want to do that. Yeah, shame about the lack of water. Okay, so fast. We do have 1 beast gather, so we probably want to arrange that somewhere useful. And where is our pawns? Okay, so we'll set up the super safe defend in here, so it's not a cascade. There is a blight in here. There's no blight in this one. So we'll Indo-Claimo in here, get presence, and we get 20 defend. Crikey. That's a lot of defend, isn't it, peasant? Yes, yes it is. How do you cram so much defend in 1 card? I don't know. So that's our Indo-Claimo. We'll pawns in there as well, so we get 2 fear now, and we'll get another fear if something gets destroyed. There's a chance that this ramage might get skipped or something by the event. We'll use the pink dice of things being different in there. And we've got Guide the Ways on Feathered Wings, so I think we don't really want to leave a Lone Dahan in here, because if we do get the event that turns a Lone Dahan into town, it's unfortunate. We don't want it. So I think, and there's no benefit to having 5 presents in there. Actually, there could be for using Sue with scratches. Oh, I'm putting it in my camera, doesn't exist. No, not with scratches. But for Boon, so having more presence in here would be a potential 5 defend. And it is going to ravage next turn. BFL says, I love playing Many Minds on the 1 Jagged Earth board that has that really tiny land on it. It's like you've done a beasts that don't fit. What are you like? So actually there is a benefit of stacking 5 presents on here. And if we do get a good counterattack in here, killing a city and explorer, they rebuild the city in this build. And actually like that. And we're also not leaving a Lone Dahan if we take from here. So I'm going to do that. So we're going to guide. So this sacred site is going to pretend to be a beast for a moment. So we have a lot of presence in here. And we're going to bring 2 Dahan with us. They're going to sit on top of this presence, because why not? Why not? On top of this defend. Okay, we've also got these things to do. Interestingly, I'm tempted to drag another pretend beast into here. to set up an even better counterattack, because it is ravaging next turn. Sorry, to a safer defend, I mean. And these presents here are doing nothing, right? Nothing. Okay. So, we do have Beset and Confound, which we've actually only got a couple of spaces we can use it. So, any of these coastal lands. So, I'm just going to put it in here, even though it shouldn't. Oh, it needs invaders, so we do it in here. So 2 defend, that probably won't matter, but might do. But it's 2 fear, which is a pretty big deal. It's a huge deal. Basically, growth 1, growth 3 cycle until the end at this point. Yeah. So, and then we do have a Beast Gather. So I'm going to use it to make another defend happen in here. So this is for stacking presents for the sake of Boon of Swarming Devilman. But yeah, because obviously if you weren't trying to record this on a camera, you probably wouldn't have them like this, but... Okay, that was our fast phase. I think we've done... I'm still healthy. Let's see what our event is. It's overconfidence. Oh, actually, no. We're at Terror 3, so it's Terror breeds aggression. For every 2 fear cards currently in the earned fear cards pile, invaders do +1 damage per land when ravaging. Okay, so we've got 2 fear cards, so that's +1 damage. In the ravage, it shouldn't matter, because this is massively over-defended, and here we're not defending anyway. Beasts multiply. We don't have enough beasts. On each board, add a beast to a land adjacent to beasts, and destroy a Dahan in a land of beasts. Oh no. So, luckily we've got a 3 here that's not doing anything. We can lose a beast in there. Sorry, a Dahan. And we can add a beast somewhere where we want a beast. I guess in here is good, because we're going to want to defend in there potentially with our innate. And hopefully this land is covered by the massive overabundance of presents. And then coordinated defense. So if the land has the Han and presence, defend 5, that's irrelevant. Here we've already got defend 20. So we've got +1 damage in the ravage, which doesn't make any difference. I'm just going to get rid of this. And we have 2 fear cards at Terror 3. Let's see what we get. Discord. Discord. If you want to find out in advance when I'm cancelling a stream, Discord's the place to know that important information. Each player adds a stripe in a different land with at least 2 invaders. Then each invader with stripe does damage to other invaders in its land. Well, that's interesting. We might get lucky and be able to take care of this land with this. There are no beasts, disease, to harm, but it could help. We might get lucky in there. And we've already got 1 more fear card to do it, but... Or, if we had a land with 2 cities, we could do that. Yeah, and this is gonna... Or we could make this wetland a bit easier for next turn. Now, let's gamble. Let's see if we get lucky. Okay, so stripe on here, and they'll kill a town and explorer, which is another fear. And let's see what the other fear card is. Each player chooses a different land to isolate. Also, defend 4 in those lands. Okay, we've cheesed it. We've cheesed everybody. We can use our pink dice of funkiness to show us as isolated. And it's defend 4. So that was spreading timidity. The cheese of fear. Done it. So yeah, we've got lucky in there. All right. So into the ravage. So this is massively over defended, and then there's a counterattack. I think that town is not actually damaged. And so we'll kill a city and an explorer. So that's another 2 fear for the city. And then in this land there's a ravage. The strife means the city does 0 damage. And these explorers, now this damage was boosted by 1. But it doesn't matter, because 3 is smaller than 4 apparently. According to the boffins. And then we've got jungle wetland build. So we've got build in here. These guys rebuild their city. And then, crikey, a city in there as well. And in here, crikey. So many crikeys. Oh yeah, and we gained an extra fear for pawns, which is why this pink dice is here. So that's another fear card. We are 2 fear cards away from what's known as a terror pool victory. Okay, that was the builds, and now we have explore. So mountain jungle. So the coast will explore with the town because Scotland. Hey, Octo. Good to see you. Had a chance to try Lovecraft's Untold Stories. This land's isolated, so it actually doesn't get explored, even though there are buildings in there. How very strange. But those are just the rules, I think. Don't pretend you know the rules, peasant. Excellent, well done. You were waiting for it. Finally, I remembered to isolate. Finally. Okay, so that was the explore. We're not doing anything in the slow phase. So this lot's discarded. And we are almost certainly reclaiming at this point. Because this is not a hand. Might look like a hand, but we can't, you know, pathetic. Okay, let's clean up this stuff here. Let's try Scone as well. Clean up all this nonsense. Fear of blood, fear of blood. Okay, we need 8 fear to win. So we're in reasonable we've got chances here. Okay. So I think we are reclaiming. Let's not think about that too much. We've got 4 energy to play with. We've got a lot of ravages. Oh yeah, this defender's no longer here. I wonder if we can win in the fast phase. We do have a card to gain. 3 possible cascades too, yeah. So in this land we've got a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage ravage. We can defend this just with, well, it's a risky defend because it's defense 7. We can defend that just with Boon of Swarming Devilman. We've got 4 energy to play with. 3 plays. That coastal land, remember, that would be a triple blight placement because of runoff and bilgewater, because it's a coastal land. So if a blight goes in here, that we'd also get one in the ocean. And then this has also got a blight already, and this is quite a big deal. Can we just generate 8 fast fear? That's the question. So portents is 2. And of course, it's an extra fear if we can do some fast damage and kill something. Pursue is another fear. So yeah, not... With 3 plays, the most we can actually get to... We could get to 4 fear. If we can get 3 air and 4 animal. Unfortunately, to do that, we don't get portents. So maybe that's not worth aiming for. Maybe this is better to aim for. So, and in fact, this is kind of we could get this accidentally. So if we just play any card with air animal on. Dreadful Tide is also an option for that last fear. And we've still got the potential decision, but we might not need to make the decision if we can just... And in fact, we've got the ability to gather 3. We could actually go with with a massive rancid tide of scurrying flesh for a win. So we can remove up to half of beasts in a target land, and then for each beast removed it's 2 fear. We only need to generate 8 fear to win. So if we were to use to use these 3 cards together, so Dreadful Tide, Paunce, and Boon of Devilment, that we'd have the elements we need to, and would we even get this? Oh no, we don't get fire. So we could gather 3 beasts into here, and then we could remove 3 beasts up to half of 6 being 3. And remember, gather is at +1 range, so we could gather a beast from all these different lands, put them in there, remove 3 of them, 6 fear, and then this is the other 2 fear. Okay, so we can just win. So conjunction, so Portents of Disaster with Dreadtide and with this. So we do need to play a air and beast card, and that should be the win. So I guess we are meant to look at. Let's just look at a major because we can. We might even be able to get a classier win. So what do we get? Storm Swath, Twisted Flowers, Trees Radiate Celestial Brilliance, and Wrap in Wings of Sunlight. Trees Radiate is fast fear, but I think these aren't particularly cards I'd want, even if I couldn't win on fear just now. Wrap's kind of a nice card. It does have the good elements, does have the animal and the air, but I think possibly I'm not sure I'd keep any of these majors, but it's kind of academic, so I'll take none of them, and we'll go with this turn. So first thing we do is we don't need to put any energy, so we do have 4 energy in our pool. And we can Paunce, so that's 2 fear. And let's just say it's in here. So if anything else gets destroyed, we'll get an extra fear. And then what we do is we do this. So we've got the 3 air, quickly double checking. We've got the water, and we've got the beasts. Interesting, like this is something, noticing that Dreadful Tide has the water on that you need for this kind of finisher. So we can gather 3 beasts in. Going to gather these 3 in. So we've now got 6 beasts in this coastal wetland. And so now we can Dreadful Tide to remove half of them. So those 3 that we just gathered in, it was a trap. We've set up a nice place for you to retire to. So that's 3 beasts for 6 fear. So that's 2 is 1 card. And then the next 4 is the remaining card. And there we've got it. So that's the Terra 4 victory. And I think that's going to wrap up. So relatively short one today. I think losing my close-up camera, it's a great loss. Oh wow, it's my top. Got my top camera gone as well. Not really sure why that happened. But yeah, thanks for the well done. And thanks for joining me today. So, I'm going to raid someone. Oh yeah, if you're on YouTube, you could like and do those things. Oh, hand flap redeem, thank you. Hey, thanks, Angels. Yeah, Monday, this is Many Minds Movers 1 Monday. I think if my close-up camera hadn't died, I probably would have gone again, but there we go. Can't have everything. So, let's see what's going on this here internet. And excuse me while I'm just terrible with a computer. I'm even worse on this computer. This is actually a different computer. I don't have my trackball or anything. Well. Ooh, okay, we've got some options. Hey, well, Brain is playing Wildermyth. Wildermyth is a game that I think I like the idea of more than I like to play. But very cool. Very cool game, and I might come back to it. Let's raid Brain. Let's raid Brain! And maybe a bit of Brain will rub off on me. Oh yeah, and thanks for the Peathulhu redeem, by the way. Maybe that's why the camera broke. Who knows? So yeah, if you've got any ridiculous emotes, feel free to drop them down in the brain chat. And this game is of interest to board gamers. It's a game, right? Hey, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe doing another Spirit Island stream on Wednesday. I'm not sure about this though. Depends on all. I need to catch up on YouTube. But yeah, thanks for joining me. And until next time.